All right, so we're gonna just wait a few minutes, give people a chance to come in here. Dashing and daring, courageous and caring, faithful and friendly, with stories to share. All through the forest they sing out in chorus, marching along as their song fills the air. Gummy bears, bouncing here and there and everywhere. Find adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. They are the gummy bears. Let's see. Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition met the greatest escape ever known. High on the rapids, it all comes tumbling down to 1,000 feet below. In the land of the lost, in the land of the lost, in the land of the lost. Anyway. Let's see. What else? Alvin, Simon, Theodore, do, 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Let's see. Yogi Bear. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Come on, Scooby Doo, I see you, pretending you got a sliver. And you're not fooling me, 'cause I can see the way you shake and shiver. You know you got a mystery to solve. Scooby Doo, be ready for your act. Don't talk back. And Scooby Doo, you're gonna have yourself a Scooby snack. That's a fact. Scooby Dooby Doo, here are you. We're ready and you're willing. And we can count on you, please, Scooby Doo. No, we'll catch that villain. Let's see. Oh, mercy, mercy me. It looks like we have somebody else here. Hello. And then we're just waiting around, and thank you for the like and share, and hopefully we can get some more people in here. just again waiting around. Hey, toys. Hey there, Mike. I hope you're well. Yeah, just waiting for more people to show up. That's all. Just you know, we're already just past the 5 minute mark here. Of course, we can get one more person in, then I might just start right away. But otherwise, I'm gonna wait till we're close to the 10 minute mark. How's your day going? Hopefully you're feeling better after yesterday or the day before when you were not feeling so well. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Welcome he is yours. Action is his reward to him. Life is a great big hang up. Whenever there's a hang up, you'll find a Spider Man. Let's see, what else? When Captain America throws his mighty shield, all those who oppose his shield must yield. In the red and the white and the blue it comes true when Captain America throws his mighty shield. Tony Stark makes you feel he's a cool exec with the hottest wheels as Iron Man. All all jets of flame, he fights and fights with repulsor rays. Amazing power, it's Iron Man. Amazing power, it's Iron Man. Let's see. Doc Bruce Banner, belted by gamma rays, turned into Hulk. Ain't he just gallantly wrecking the town with the powerful? Ain't so much clown who isn't lovable. The ever loving Hulk, Hulk, Hulk. Cross the rainbow bridge of Asgard, where the blue means heaven's roar, and behold in incredulous wonder the god of thunder, mighty Thor. Stronger than a whale, he can swim anywhere, he can breathe underwater, go flying through the air, the noble submariner, prince of the deep, so beware of deadly demons. Lord Namor of Atlantis is the Prince of the Deep. All right, so we just hit the 8 minute mark. We're now like 8:20 coming up on here. And look like we have another person here. Hello. Hopefully you're having a good day. Anyway, so here's what's on tap for tonight. We have 9 stories, all from CBR, 4 comic related, 5 anime related. Primarily the comic stories are just talking. We're going to be looking at like releases and solicits coming up in the near future. Boom Studios, Marvel, and DC. Let's see. We're also going to let's see what else are we going to be looking at. On the anime side of it, there's a couple of interesting One Piece stories. Of course, I think as I mentioned last night, One Piece is coming back to Toonami. We'll be looking a little deeper into that. Also, apparently, there's a map up now that shows you the most popular animes by individual states here in the United States. And of course, One Piece is topping that list topping the list among many states. Got some Attack on Titan news, some Tokyo Revengers news. Anyways, as we now are coming up, we're like 9:43 here. We'll probably be getting going here pretty quick. 9:50. So might as well start getting ready to share the screen here. All right, so as we prepare. Alrighty then, so we're past the 10-minute mark, so a good time to get going here on the stories for tonight. All right, so here's the first one we're gonna cover. Alice Ever After, Wonderland becomes an addiction in new comic series. So, Boom Studios announces Alice Ever After, a 5-part comic book series that serves as a twisted sequel to Alice and so I wonder if they're going to do a little counterculture bit with it or something like that. Article by Noah Dominguez, published 22 hours ago. So, wow, look at that. Alice in tears there, trapped behind a glass. All right, so here we go. Comic book publisher Boom Studios has officially announced Alice Ever After, an upcoming 5-part series that puts a new twisted spin on the story of Alice in Wonderland. Lewis Carroll's classic story, which has been adapted numerous in many different genres over the years. Set to launch this April, Alice Ever After comes from the creative team of writer-artist Dan Panosian and Unkindness of Ravens, Canary. This guy has a thing for birds, apparently. Artist Giorgio Spalletta, Red Sonja, Black, White, and Red, and colorist Fabiana Mascolo. Issue number 1 features main cover art by Panosian, as well as variant cover art by Jenny Frison and Adam Hughes. This in quotes darkly surreal series follows an adult Alice who has essentially become addicted to Wonderland, using it as a way to escape the unfortunate realities of her life. Whoa. Well, I mean, Wonderland is kind of a fantasy land, so. That does sound like an interesting premise, so. That. In Alice Ever After, Alice, um, quote, struggles with a choice between facing her trauma in the real world or escaping to Wonderland for good, end quote. Boom's official synopsis explains, quote, Alice first visited Wonderland as a child. Now grown up, it's become her only escape from a cold, harsh world that feels even less real. A distant family, a tormented lover, and a father with secrets he'll do anything to protect. But in order to return to her fantasy, Alice will need something much stronger than mushrooms. Unquote. Let's see if anybody's saying anything about this one yet. Well, we still have 2 people viewing, so I'm glad. Hope you're enjoying the content there. As always, feel free to add any commentary that you'd like. If you guys have anything that you want to add to the conversation, you're more than welcome to. Anyways, what did I do that? Can't read it from there. Okay. Alice is, quote, cursed, C in brackets, so they must have been a typo there, with a growing addiction, unquote, which forces her into the, quote, twisted underbelly, unquote, of London and pulls her, quote, even further from reality, unquote. Um, Boom poses the question of if her obsession with Wonderland is, quote unquote, truly a respite or a perhaps a quote unquote one-way ticket to the dreaded asylum. Quote, witness Wonderland brought to life as never before, set against a vibrant but menacing Victorian London as figures from Alice's past adventures reemerge in surprising new ways. Unquote. Hmm. I almost get the impression, what I wonder what would happen. Again, this may come in the book or whatever, but could Alice end up becoming the Queen of Hearts, coming like the new Queen of Hearts? Is that a possibility? That might be interesting. Quote, if one pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small, consider this book an alternative pill that puts a twisted smile on your pretty little face, unquote, said Panosian. Quote unquote, enjoy responsibly. Man, the way he says that reminds me of that Dos Equis guy, right? You know, like that like Latin gentleman who, like, I don't always drink, but when I do drink, I drink responsibly and I drink Dos Equis. That's kind of what the way this guy said what he said there. Um, that kind of reminds me of that. So, anyways, should we continue on now with the article? Quote: Dan is one of my favorite authors. I'm really glad to contribute to his version of Alice, and with Fabiana's colors on our Wonderland, this series will be unforgettable, unquote, added Spalletta. Quote, put on some Jefferson Airplane and follow us into Alice Ever After. In smaller quote, because we've already been down the rabbit hole, unquote. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Everyone wants somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? A little sampling there of Jefferson Airplane. Ah, all right. Just my connection would seem to be a little frizzy, which has been doing that lately, but hopefully it is a temporary problem apparently. So, and welcome third person. I hope you're enjoying the content thus far. We're looking at an article. So, Boom Studios is releasing kind of what they call a twisted sequel to the Alice in Wonderland storyline called Alice Ever After, which, according to them, they're putting it in a twist on it where Alice becomes addicted to um, Wonderland. So, anyways, let's continue on here. Quote, get ready to be swept away by this dark, grown up sequel to the story of Alice in Wonderland that could only have come from the minds of Dan, Giorgio, and Fabiana, unquote, said Boom editor Kathleen Wisniewski. Quote, if you think you already know everything there is to know about Alice and the wild crew of characters she's met during her adventures, you have no idea what's in store for you, unquote. So, I guess here's some pieces of artwork here. You got Street Alice, House Alice, Wonderland Alice, Alice, Morton, uh, Lucina, Doug, Mistress, Ariola, all right, Theodore, Thomas, Doctor, chapter after one. So here are some, I guess here are some of the artwork, some of the drawings for the and here are all the Wonderland characters, all the anthropomorphic characters from Wonderland. The the Queen's Card Army. Probably have the Mad Hatter in there somewhere. The White Rabbit. Um, got shit probably somewhere in the Cheshire Cat. All right, Alice Ever After, #1 by Dan Panosian, Giorgio Spalletta, and Fabiana Mascolo goes on sale April 2022 from Boom Studios. That does sound like an interesting story. They're saying it's going to be, I guess, a 5-part mini series for people to enjoy. So, it sounds like there's something very interesting. Anyways, getting ready to move on to the next article now. Um, as I said, if you guys have anything you'd like to comment on the what we're reading through here, what we're covering, feel free to. I'll be glad to answer any questions if I can. Here we go. Here's the next. As I said, we're in the comics portion of our news. We're gonna cover a lot of these are just release information, solicits, that kind of thing. So, all right. So, anyways, as we now, and as always, of course, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares if you haven't already. Do that. See if we can get some more friendly people in here. That'd be appreciated. Anyways, all right. So here's the next story. Peacemaker conquers DC's new releases next week, which of course is the last week of January. Um, Peacemaker, Disturbing the Peace, #1, leads a packed week from DC Comics. Disturbing the Peace, oh boy, wonder what that's all about. Alongside a Superman Robin team up. I wonder if they're going to team up Tim Drake and John Kent right there. Detective Comics Anniversary, and more. Article by John Gribben, published 7 hours ago. So, yeah, that does look it's a possibility right there. All right, next week's DC Comics releases are giving Peace a chance with an all new Peacemaker one shot. Um, Christopher Smith, aka Peacemaker. Now, Peacemaker, of course, is a property they picked up from Charlton all those years ago. And from what I understand, in more recent times, John Cena has been portraying him in the television series. So, um, anyways, as we continue on with the story here, is rising in popularity thanks to actor wrestler John Cena's portrayal in both James Gunn's The Suicide Squad 2021 and the current Peacemaker series on HBO Max. Out on Tuesday is Peacemaker Disturbing the Peace #1, which will explore the character's violent past and history before joining the Suicide Squad. Whether the story is set within the vast omniverse of DC Comics or the live action DC extended universe remains to be seen. But the one shot will be helmed by writer Garth Ennis, The Boys, and Gary Brown, Baby Teeth. There is a lot more coming from DC in the near future, though. Speaking of one shots, the Super Sons are back. The fan favorite pairing, which is set to be adapted for animation between John Kent and okay, so that's what they mean by a Robin and Superman team up. Between John Kent and Damian Wayne returns for Superman and Robin Special #1, which will see an evolved dynamic being that John is now the world's um, Superman, and Damian has been participating in a Mortal Kombat style death tournament. Though Damian has appeared in the ongoing Superman Son of Kal-El series written by Tom Taylor, John has yet to be featured in Robin by Joshua Williamson. Despite this, Super Sons creative Peter J. Tomasi will have the two team up again, pending the one shot alongside Victor Bogdanovich on art. Yeah. All right. So when I saw the headline, I thought they were going to probably try to pair up Kent and Tim Drake and play off of what they were trying to pull, last year there, in the summer to fall of last year. So, anyways, as we now continue the article here. Of course, there is much more than one shot next week. With ongoing series like Action Comics, The Flash, Justice League, and more releasing new issues of Special Note is the debut of the Batman Catwoman Special Number 1, as well as a celebration of a DC Comics anniversary with the title's 1050th issue. All issues releasing can be found below in alphabetical order, covers and solicitations included. I don't know if I know I have in the past read through a lot of stuff, read through everything, but yeah. Action Comics 1039. I'll just keep it up for a moment for you guys to look at it yourself. I'll probably just read the synopses of these. Okay, so synopses of the store of the Action Comics going on sale on the 25th. The War World Saga Part 3. Everything has changed. After the heart-stopping events of Action Comics 1037, Superman and the surviving members of the Authority see a side of War World they never knew existed. In the lower catacombs, Superman finds another survivor of the lost Phalosian race of Krypton, a scientist turned enslaved gladiator, with much to teach Superman of his new home, including how to survive and maybe, in time, how to escape. Meanwhile, Superman's quest to turn the hordes of War World against their master begins. So this looks like an Aquaman story here. Aquaman, Green Arrow, Deep Target. Okay, number 4. Aquaman, Green Arrow, Deep Target number 4. All right, going on sale on the 25th. After last issue's revelation, Aquaman and Green Arrow must double their efforts to escape the and thwart Scorpio's plot to rewrite time to their own agenda. I guess Scorpio's an organization here as opposed to an individual villain. Wow, people disappeared on me. Huh. All right. Apparently, I guess when I don't check in as much, that's when the count goes down. Okay. Anyways, Batman Catwoman special number 1 here. There's Isis, I guess. Cat and cat. And all the cat ornaments all over the place too. In the cover issue there. Interesting visual there. Okay. What she? Man, it looks like she's wearing heels on her feet or something like that. Or on her hands. Wearing boots on her feet and heels on her hands. Batman, Catwoman, special number 1. This is, of course, a Tom King written coming out. It's a 17 plus book apparently. So meaning you have to be 17 years, at least 17, to be able to be allowed to read it. So, all right. All right. So let's see here. Some great romances are destined to be. The Batman Catwoman series shows readers a romance between Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle as it changed over their lives. But what about their connections from before they became costumed adventurers? This special, meticulously illustrated one off issue by John Paul Leon, Batman Creature of the Night, traces the life of Selena Kyle from its earliest days to her entry into the criminal underworld. It reveals that Bruce was actually a presence in her life all along. Whether fate or coincidence, this story gives even more reasons why Selena and Bruce's connection is one of the most enduring love affairs in comics. Yeah, kind of interesting because throughout, basically ever since, of course, Selena's initial published debut in Batman #1 in 1940, you know, they have played with a number of different storylines in terms of looking over their romance. Now expanded to celebrate the legacy of iconic artist John Paul Leon, whose untimely passing after a long battle with cancer shocked the comics world. This special will feature his work completed for the original story and tributes created by in his name by some of his closest friends and admirers. Uh, DC versus vampires. Oh, look at that. There's a look like Wonder Woman's magic lasso right there. Let's see. DC versus Vampires #4, and then going on sale on the 25th there. Batman has confirmed who in the Justice League has been turned into a vampire. But can he make his move before the Justice League is turned against him? It's hero versus hero in this blood drenched chapter with clues to who the new Vampire King might be. Here's some. Oh, there's Deathstroke right there. The blonde girl be Harley Quinn, maybe? The one on the left there is Deathstroke again. Actually, she looks more like Black Canary, and now they get another look at her. Now that's Black Canary right there. Deathstroke Inc. #5. Um, on sale the 25th. So, see, today's the 20th, so the 25th would be this coming Tuesday, basically. I understand. I guess all these titles are coming out on Tuesday. Anyways, Deathstroke and Black Canary are trapped in the ghost zone. To escape the horror, the Deathstroke Incorporated team must confront their own ghost and deal with a deadly offer from the returning Libra. Some lightning there. There's another Batman story. It looks like. Spoiler: Harley Quinn in there. Batwoman. One of the ones I can recognize. Got a cover of Batman's there, probably from different universes. Batman and Joker, Robin. Let's see what this is all about here. A lot of artwork here, a lot of Detective Comics #1050. Okay. On sale this Tuesday again, the 25th. It's the landmark, oversized issue Detective Comics number 1050. And some of the biggest names in comics are here to celebrate the Dark Knight. First up in quote unquote, the Tower, Part 4, the villainous force keeping Arkham Tower's patients sedated is at last revealed. And this villain's return is guaranteed to catch you by surprise. It's the dramatic conclusion to Act 1 of Mariko Tamaki's Arkham Tower epic, um, brought to life by legendary Yvonne Race. Then in quote unquote House of Gotham, Part 4, Matthew Rosenberg and Fernando Blanco take us into the seedy underbelly of Gotham's criminal elite through the lens of the original Robin, Dick Grayson, and reveal what it takes for a young man to survive amongst the deadliest killers in the DCU. It's a tour de force of Gotham's vilest villains. Last but not least, making his grand return to the DCU, writer Mark Waid teams with Detective Comics uber artist Dan Mora to bring you the start of a brand new day for Batman and Superman. It's the world's finest collaboration that you'll need to read to believe. It looks like we might. Well, you got Flash. It looks like the possibility of the Flash and Detective Chimp right here, according to what I can tell by the picture there. RJ, hello, my friend. Let's see. First issue that. All right. Let's see. And thank you for the like and share, by the way, RJ. See if we can get some more friendly people in here. Um, yeah. First issue that wasn't bad. Haven't read the rest of them yet. Um, yeah, actually, one of the things that let's see. I guess you're clarifying something for me there. First issue of the vampire book. I mean, all right. Yep. Yeah. Well, also one of the stories we led off with tonight, RJ. I don't know if you'd heard about this, but Boom Studios in April will be releasing um, a new take on the Alice in Wonderland story, in which they called it Alice Ever After, in which an adult Alice tries to decide whether or not she wants to go back forever to Wonderland or stay in the real world. So we were covering that story a little bit earlier. But anyways, getting back to this article here, as I said, it looks like we got Detective Chimp and Flash right there. So let's see what's going on here. Because man, it almost looked like, I don't know if this is part of the vampire thing or what, but look like right now they all look like they want to eat the Flash, and he's like totally horrified at the notion. The Flash, number 778. It's coming on sale this Tuesday. Having traveled to Gem World by way of the second dimension, the Flash joins Justice League Dark and the Princess of Gem World, Amethyst, in a race against time to thwart Eclipso's evil plans. This looks like a possibly another Flash story here. Actually, it looks like a train. Oh, and there's Harley Quinn right there. Here's Peacemaker right here. So maybe we're getting a Suicide Squad story. Harley Quinn number 11. All right, on sale this Tuesday, of course. A train leaves for Gotham at 8 p.m., averaging 80 miles per hour, carrying one very dramatic villain named Keepsake, a bomb strapped to the engine, and me, Harley Quinn. One track leads straight to Gotham Central Station, where hundreds of lives are at risk. But the other track, that one leads to my best friend and sidekick, Kevin. Sacrifice the one to save the many. I hate that philosophy 101 crap, and I'm really starting to hate trains. She actually sounds a little sane here. WAP, a human target. Book 4. Human target, yet what looks like Blue Beetle, one of his. Yeah, kind of a 60s esque art style going on here. The Human Target number 4, written by Tom King, the 17 plus title, coming out this Tuesday. With 8 days left to solve his own murder, Christopher Chance tracks down his next suspect. His murderer couldn't be Blue Beetle, could it? We get Justice League number 71 right here. The Wonder Woman and New Cop. Or could this be an alternate universe there? Justice League number 71. On sale this Tuesday. The Royal Flush Gang hatched one of the most elaborate plans in the history of the DC universe. And now we know that all of it was a prelude to the crime of this and maybe even the next century. How does it connect to the trial of Black Adam? When all seems lost, hope can still be found. With Wonder Woman now by their side, the Justice League Dark have survived to fight another day. Merlin is only getting started. Can the team still prove they have the magic within to defeat the medieval mage? The guy who basically in the DCU had bonded Jason Blood and Etrigan together. It looked like here's so I guess this is from the Peacemaker book. Oh man, you got a Peacemaker. You got the Peacemaker lying on a couch, sitting there with a female therapist. It's kind of pretty. All right, pretty interesting dynamic there. Peacemaker, Disturbing the Peace, number 1. 17 plus book. The breakout character from the Suicide Squad gets his own tale of peace ahead of upcoming HBO Max TV show. Long before joining the Suicide Squad, Christopher Smith, codenamed Peacemaker, meets with a psychiatrist, a woman dangerously obsessed with his bizarre and violent past. From his tragic childhood to his military service overseas to his multiple missions with special forces, Smith has more than his share skeletons in the closet. But who's actually analyzing whom? Um, and will this trip down memory lane result in yet more fatalities? Garth Ennis and Gary Brown delve deep into Christopher Smith's history of violence and reveal what might bring peace or not to the Peacemaker. Now, and it's an interesting thing because Peacemaker is, I think, the name of a brand of a gun or something like that. They sometimes call, there's a particular handgun that's actually referred to as a Peacemaker. So, um, anyways, we got Batman and somebody else I don't necessarily recognize there. And a few people I don't recognize. Huh. Robin number 10. Let's see. On sale this Tuesday. The Lazarus tournament has ended, but Mother Soul is not going down without a fight. As Damian Wayne battles for the fate of his family line, a last ditch effort by an unlikely ally will lead to a major power shift in the DCU. It's Robin versus his hyper powerful great grandmother in a battle so gripping you'll need an extra butterscotch candy from her little dish to make it through. Oh boy, okay. Uh, and this is a Superman Robin team up, it looks like. Super Sons team up. Superman and Robin special number 1. Till this Tuesday. As the Super Sons, John Kent and Damian Wayne put evil to bed past its bedtime, okay? But a new day has dawned, and John Kent is now the Superman of Metropolis, all grown up and fighting for truth, justice, and the kinds of grown up things that Superboy was only beginning to understand as a child. Now a ghost from John's past has reared its head, and to battle the evil, he'll need to reunite with Robin for one last mission into the heart of darkness. This time, they'll be battling not as Super Sons, but as Superman and Robin. The thrilling adventure is written by acclaimed Super Sons scribe Peter J. Tomasi. Superman 78, number 6. Here we got the latest installment of the Superman series based on the 1978 movie. Hello, everybody. And as always, of course, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. Hopefully, we can encourage some more friendly people to come in and check out the content. But that, let's see now. A final battle for Metropolis. Okay, the book goes on sale this Tuesday, of course. I think, from what I understand, all these books are going on sale this Tuesday. All these DC books that we're looking at right now. Okay, the final battle for Metropolis is here. Superman stands against Brainiac as he tries to save his city from being cataloged and bottled by the mechanical menace, a la Kandor. But can Superman save his adoptive city and the bottled city of Kandor from Brainiac's clutches, or will he be forced to make the impossible choice? Task Force Z, number 4. Let's see what's. Oh, come on. Red Hood gets eaten. What a hellacious story this looks to be. Task Force Z number 4. Um, on sale this Tuesday, of course. There's no way that Red Hood's team of zombie villains would ever turn on him. I mean, that's just math. There's no chance at all that trying to control a team that literally has zombie Bane on it will work out badly. So just drop it. Don't even think that way. And even if that were the case, there's no way Mr. Freeze would return to kill everyone either, right? Here's the next one here. I know I've been reading this particular article for a while now. Wow, we're coming up on an hour, and I'm just getting through these first two issues here. All right. In Titans Academy number 11 here. Oh, there's Red X, Nightwing. Wow, some interesting stuff here. In Titans Academy number 11. Bane, aka Nevermore, came to the Academy to become a hero, but circumstances and fate are leading him down a much darker path. To understand their future, the Titans must look into the complicated past of their most mysterious student and unearth truths that may leave them with an impossible choice. Wonder Girl. Wonder Girl number 7. I wonder which verse. Wonder Girl number 7 on sale this Tuesday. After locating the first of her lost sisters, uh, Potira, Yera starts to feel whole for the first time in her life. Now she must race against the clock to reunite her tribe as they seek revenge on those who tore them apart in the first place. The gods be damned. These Amazons are ready to take back their story. All of these issues go on sale January 25th, which is this Tuesday from DC Comics. Okay, so there we go. Finally got that story finished. That one took quite. So I guess I should try to read these a little faster then, because they're you know try to get through these a little faster here due to the fact of. All right, so moving on to next story here, so we can get to it. Well, I know there was a. Oh wait, oh this one up here. This is. I did I actually go through all of them already? I skipped one. Oh yeah, I think I actually skipped one because I think I had four, two, two Marvel stories. Oh, this is a story. I skipped this one right here, but went right past it. So I'm gonna go through this one real quick. All right, so Marvel turns its heroes against Spider-Man, relaunches Captain America, and more in April solicits. Marvel's X-Men overhaul continues. Peter Parker's life spirals out of control. Hulk and Thor throw down, and more in Marvel's April 2022 releases. Article by Stephen Girding, published 12 hours ago. So I didn't burntly gone past this one, so that was not my intent. But anyways, Peter Parker does the unthinkable when Amazing Spider-Man relaunches with an all-new first issue. Again, and that's just the tip of the iceberg for what Marvel Comics has planned for April 2022. The Incredible Hulk throws down with the Mighty Thor. Sam Wilson and Steve Rogers both had, and that's the part we've been talking about recently, both headline their own solo Captain America series, and Elektra turns 100. Plus, the X-Men launch a number of new titles. Spider-Punk lands his first ever solo series, and the Carnage symbiote continues to search for a replacement host now that Cletus Cassidy is out of the picture. Let's see. Discuss the solicitations here on CBR. Marvel Comics for okay. Marvel solicitations last 6 months. All right, product shipping there. There's the Amazing Spider-Man. Spider-Man, and there's Mary Jane right there. Yes, Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood. So let's see. Amazing Spider-Man #1. All right. Let's see. Peter's on the outs with the Fantastic Four. He's on the outs with the Avengers. He's on the outs with Aunt May. No one wants to see Spider-Man except for Dr. Octopus. Ox on Spider-Man's tail, and the Master Planner has something truly terrible planned for when he gets his tentacles on Spidey. All that, and what does Tombstone have planned? Just in time for Spider-Man's 60th anniversary, a new volume of Amazing Spider-Man begins, and 2022 is going to be the biggest year for Spider-Man ever. Don't believe it? We brought John Romita Jr. back just for this. All right. Some more of the covers from the series. Amazing Spider-Man #2. Let's see. The best couple in comics is done. You aren't going to believe what is happening in this volume of Amazing Spider-Man. Alien Strength. Amazing Spider-Man #1 Facsimile Edition. Representing the inaugural issue of Spider-Man's iconic ongoing series, which followed fast after the Wall Crawler's blockbuster debut in Amazing Fantasy #15. Peter Parker has been bitten by the radioactive spider, gained incredible abilities, donned his colorful costume, and learned a tragic lesson about power and responsibility. And now it's time for him to swing into action. But can our young hero rescue a crew of astronauts aboard their malfunctioning shuttle? Even if he does, he'll still end up public enemy #1 as far as journalist J. Jonah Jameson is concerned. Then Spidey shows off his skills in a bid to join the Fantastic Four, comes face to face with his very first supervillain, the identity-stealing Chameleon. It's one of the all-time great Marvel comic books, boldly presented in its original form and all, reprinting Amazing Spider-Man 1963 #1. So there's another Amazing Spider-Man annual here. Got the Vulture, Electro, Doctor Doctor Octopus, Sandman, Craven. That might end Mysterio right there. The Sinister Six, jam packed with special surprise features. Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1 Facsimile Edition. Dr. Octopus, Electro, Mysterio, the Vulture, Sandman, Craven the Hunter. Individually, each of these deadly foes tested Spider-Man to his limit. during the early years of his web-slinging adventures. So how can Spidey possibly hope to survive when they band together as what can only be called the Sinister Six? Find out in this landmark first ever Spider-Man annual from the brilliant minds of Stan Lee and Steve Ditko at the peak of their powers. Peter Parker is in for the fight of his life against the sextet, that means six of them, of supervillains. And every single battle along the way makes a great big splash. And don't miss all the inventive extras you'd expect from a classic Marvel annual. It's one of the all-time great Marvel comic books, boldly represented in its original form, ads and all. Reprinting Amazing Spider-Man Annual 1964 #1. So so I guess they're doing a bunch of reprints here for April. I guess it's part of a yeah, okay. I guess it's maybe it's due to some kind of celebration, I guess. Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. 30 cents, December. Um, right. Featuring the stinging return of the tarantula. First issue collect. Spectacular Spider-Man #1 facsimile edition by Jerry Conway here. Let's see. By the mid 1970s, Spidey fans could thrill to their favorite hero's escapades in Amazing Spider-Man, his high octane encounters with other super types in Marvel Team Up, his all ages adventures in Spidey super stories, and reprints of classic stories in Marvel Tales. And still, it wasn't enough. Such was the clamor that a second solo title debuted with the focus on the man beneath the mask, the always popular Peter Parker. But fear not, there's plenty of costumed action in this frantic first issue. And when the deadly tarantula strikes at Peter's university, it's Spidey who feels the sting. Will the tarantula claim the mayor's life, or can our wall crawling webhead save the day in suitably spectacular fashion? It's one of the all time great Marvel comic books, boldly represented in its original form and all. Reprinting Spectacular Spider Man 1976, #1. Of course, this is also the time when it was, I think, still a couple years away for the live action Spider Man series to take a crack as well. There's a Captain America title. Let's see now. Captain America #0. When Armin Zola launches a catastrophic attack on New York City, he meets his match in Sam Wilson and Steve Rogers. In the explosive battle that follows, two Captain Americas prove better than one, and Sam and Steve decide they might just keep a good thing going. Toki Onebuchi, we've looked at all this already a little bit. Jackson Lanzing and Colin Kelly and Mattia de Luis kick off an incredible new Captain America saga. You won't want to miss what comes next. Hulk versus Thor, Banner of War. Hulk versus Thor, Banner of War Alpha #1. Right. Hulk and Thor have both undergone massive changes recently, but one thing remains constant: their heated rivalry. When mysterious circumstances bring them into conflict once more, will the God of Thunder be able to triumph against Bruce Banner, who can now control his rage? Celebrating the 60th anniversary of both characters, this epic 5-part crossover between Thor and the Hulk series starts here in this oversized alpha issue. Brought to you by creators Donny Cates and Martin Coccolo, key mysteries from both series will be revealed, as well as shocking consequences for the future of both characters. Continued in May's Thor #25 and Hulk #7. Ready then? Another Hulk title here. Hulk #6. First arc of Donny Cates and Ryan Ottley's mind-blowing Hulk saga reaches its epic climax as Bruce Banner's control over Starship Hulk slips and something much worse takes the wheel. Or what great tale is this? Thor combined with Spiderman, maybe? uh, Thor #24. After a scorched earth victory against the god of hammers, Thor and all of Asgard reel from a brutal loss. But some people are never truly gone. And in honor of 750 issues of Thor, fan favorite creators like J. Michael Straczynski and Walter Simonson return in this oversized issue, celebrate the long and storied history of the God of Thunder with the writers and artists who helped build his legacy. Deadpool Bad Blood. Let's see. Yeah, we're just past the hour mark. I really should try to get going here. All right, so let's see now. Getting back to this. Marvel Deadpool Bad Blood. Deadpool Bad Blood #1. Okay, so Deadpool's smash hit, first ever original graphic novel, now serialized in comic form. Wade Wilson has been shooting, stabbing, and otherwise annoying people for a long time. He's made a lot of enemies, but one he just can't quite place is the brutal Thumper, who keeps showing up out of the blue to pound him into jelly. What is Deadpool's past connection to this beefy face masher? Wade has as much of a clue as you do. So he decides to call in some help from an old friend, Domino. Um, Domino, superstar co-creator of the Merc with a Mouth, Rob Liefeld, tells his greatest Deadpool tale yet. Deadpool Bad Blood, I guess #2, I guess. I see what they're doing. They're basically having all the titles that are kind of connected together. Wow, look at that. She looks pretty. Elektra. Elektra #100. Elektra has been many things: a pawn, a pariah, and even a provocateur. But through it all, she has been one thing above all others: the most dangerous human being in the Marvel Universe. Everything that has happened in her long and storied life has been leading to this, the 100th issue bearing her name and starting point of what is to come. And red. You got Magneto, Storm there. I don't know who that other guy is. But X-Men Red #1. The mutants of Arakko spent millennia scarred by war, but on what was once called Mars, they're learning to live in peace. Storm knows the Red Planet needs something greater than a queen, but Abigail Brand has other plans, along with an unstable Vulcan on her side and Cable keeping his own secrets. Welcome to X-Men Red. It's a new world, and something has to fight for it, and someone has to fight for it. X-Men Red #2. The mutants of Mars spent millennia worshipping war, and on what they now call Arakko, they're keeping up their violent ways. Abigail Brand knows the Red Planet needs a firm ruler in charge, but Storm has other ideas. Along with a broken Magneto in her corner and Roberto da Costa making his own moves. Welcome to X-Men Red. It's a new world, and someone has to claim it. Legion of X. Could that be Juggernaut right there? Nightcrawler, I saw Juggernaut in there. The others I can't fully tell yet. Legion of X #1. Krakoa has its laws, but does it have justice? To remain a mutant sanctuary, Krakoa must safeguard itself against those who damage its peace or traumatize its people. The lost must be found, and the wicked must face redemption or retribution. It's up to the ever soulful swashbuckler Nightcrawler to keep the spark alive, and Legion to host his unique team in the psychedelic mind space called the Altar. With Pixie on point, Juggernaut as a one-man riot squad, and a host of X favorites on the beat, the Legion of X will do anything to protect mutants' right to pursue happiness and hope. Kicking off with a hunt for a missing Araki god and a skinjacker possessing innocent mutants. Read this issue and come meet weaponless Zents, Sin, Aura, Sarata, and a villain worth praying for. The destiny of X bears its heart and soul right here. Knights of X. Instead of doing it alphabetically here, they're really having they're having titles that are connected to each other. Knights of X #1. The gates to Otherworld are closed, and Captain Britain is trapped on the wrong side. Usurpers Merlin and his right-hand man, King Arthur, are now in control of Lunatic Citadel. Furies the size of sentinels raise villages. Now, that particular word "raise" right there means tear down. It's kind of funny. You have two words that are not only are they homonyms, all right, homophones, but they actually have the exact opposite meaning too. This particular raze, R-A-Z-E, means to tear down. Raze villages to the ground in their hunt for the witch breed, quote unquote. Cut off from Krakoa, Betsy Braddock is Otherworld's only hero, and to save her people, Betsy must recruit a round table of her own. The Knights of X gather to restore the rightful order and rescue desperate mutants, but their quest is about to get so much bigger than that. This is the era of destiny, and the fate of Otherworld lies at the center of mutant kind's future. Don't miss the essential piece of the new Krakoa. Size X-Men Thunderbird. Yes. Well, long as would seem I'm the only one here right now. Let's check some things here before I continue on. Okay. All right. All right. So back to the article here. Let's see, where are we at on time here? Wow, an hour 18. Just getting to those articles as far for the time here. Giant Size X-Men Thunderbird number 1. All Elite Wrestling superstar Nyla Rose slams into Krakoa with a backbreaking one-shot featuring the first X-Men to die in action. In this mega-sized one-shot, Rose teams up with comic star Steve Orlando and First Nations artist David Cutler to grapple with the ramifications of Thunderbird's recent resurrection. The world John Proudstar has returned to is completely different from the one he once knew. Looking to find refuge in the familiar Thunderbird, Thunderbird seeks out someone from his past at an Apache reservation and uncovers a horrifying threat to the indigenous mutant community. Will Thunderbird be able to save his people, or will his justified rage lead them astray? All right. Excuse me, I need to check something here real quick. I'll be right back. Gonna go off camera here for a moment. Alright, so anyways. Some good stories here. Alright, so anyways, getting back to the article here. X-Men 92, okay. The X-Men 92, House of XC11, number 1 of 5. So let's see what's going on here. 90s are back again. Everyone's favorite 90s incarnations of the X-Men have returned, but this time everything is even all newer and all more different. Mutant kind is taking a huge leap forward by founding their own nation on the island of Krakoa, guided by Professor X, Magneto, and a mysterious long lived woman who knows more than she should. That's right, the 90s X Men are tackling the Krakoan age 30 years early. And it's not going to go the way you expect. Jim Rugo, Hulk Grand Design. Madness. Hulk Grand Design Madness number 1. Writer artist Jim Rugg um, concludes his creative reimaging of the entire history of the Incredible Hulk in this can't miss oversized issue. You'll never look at Bruce Banner in the same way again. Let's see. Moon Knight. Black, white, and red. That seemed like the Deadpool title, too. There's a series of books going on here. Let's see, where are we at on time? Just to try to get an idea here. Let's see. Wow, we're already coming up on an hour and a half. Will I go over or not? But let's see. Okay, Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood, actually. Number 1 of 4. Okay. A bevy of comicdom's finest creators put their mark upon the fist of Khonshu in stories depicted in stark black, white, and blood red. Jonathan Hickman and Chris Bachalo introduced the all different Moon Knight of the future. Mark Guggenheim and Jorge Fornes tell a Moon Knight adventure in reverse, and Maria Ayodele and Dodam Akande team the white clad crusader up with the amazing Spider-Man from a Herring Night of Adventure. They have a parental advisory on this. And here's the Marvel comic version of Captain Marvel with Carol Danvers here. Captain Marvel Annual number 1. Let's see. Captain Marvel behind bars. Carol has gotten herself into an intergalactic scale of trouble with the Karaski military, and now she's locked up in their city-like prison with the Starjammers. Will they be able to blast their way out, or will they be lost to the authoritarian labyrinth of Karaski law? I guess that's Corsair right there. And Gwenverse. Spider-Gwen, Gwenverse number 3 of 5. Let's see. Meet the Captain America of 1954, Gwen Stacy. Ghost Spider's time-traveling, dimension-hopping mission continues. Gwen has landed in her universe's 1954, so then how can there be someone running around with her face carrying Captain America's shield? And would seem a little goofy there. What if Miles Morales? There's a what if story here. What if Miles Morales, part number 2 of 5? Miles is the best there is at what he does. And in this reality, what he does isn't very nice. What if Miles has taken from everything he ever knew, his family, his home, his life, transformed into the most dangerous and mortal weapon of war the world has ever seen? Miles has been made into the Wolverine. But that doesn't mean he has to be what they made him. Here's Venom. Venom, Lethal Protector, number 2 of 5. Uh, Enough said. Carnage. Carnage, number 2. All right. For years, the only host the dangerous Carnage symbiote knew was Cletus Cassidy, sharing a bond unique even among symbionts and their host. The two were the most notorious and prolific serial killers in the Marvel Universe. But after the events of Extreme Carnage, Cletus Codex has found a new home, leaving the Carnage symbiote adrift alone and deadlier than ever before. Punisher. Punisher number 2. Punisher story to end all Punisher stories. The Hand has lost its way. What was once the world's most fearsome organization of ninjas and killers has found itself defeated time and again by lesser foes. One priestess believes it's because the Hand hasn't had the proper leadership, the living embodiment of the dark god, the Beast. Enter the Punisher, the most accomplished murderer who has ever lived, a man determined to end his war no matter what it takes. Strange. Strange number 2. Clea comes face to face with the mysterious Harvestmen as they both face off against the undead foe. Undead foe. Though, just as Clea begins to uncover ways to bring Stephen Strange back, another attack upon the magical realm is at hand. But Clea is not just any sorcerer supreme, she is a warlord, and this second attack will not stand under her rule. Captain Carter. Captain Carter, number 2 of 5. Woman Out of Time continues. Captain Carter is back, and now the whole world knows it. Reeling from her new celebrity status, Peggy teams up with Strike to investigate the sudden resurgence of Hydra. But something doesn't feel quite right. Can Peggy trust what she's been being told, or is someone trying to use her as a high profile pawn in a game she doesn't yet understand? Doctor Strange, Nexus of Nightmares. Doctor Strange, Nexus of Nightmares. Um, Number one. Ralph Macchio is there. Now, I don't know if this is the same Ralph Macchio who is the actor from Karate Kid fame or not. That's what I'm not. Maybe some of you out there might know that more for certain, but to dream or not to dream? Actually, I could probably even find that out right now here. Let's see. Actually, there does seem to be two Ralph Macchios. All right, yeah. There's a Ralph Macchio editor, American comic book editor and writer. All right. So, wow, I didn't even know that. So there are two Ralph Macchios then. Hey, Hey, Rick. Glad to see you're here, man. Um, let's see. Thanks for the like, my friend. I guess I can just better off just reading. All right, so let me see. Maybe I'll just read it from the chat directly there. Let's see. Miles has been given a Green Lantern ring. Wrong universe. But I am sure Marvel will find a way to do it. Let's see. Punisher story to end all Punisher story. Does that mean he gets punished? Hi all. How macho is? I don't know. I didn't even realize, Rick, that there were two Ralph Machos out there. I'd seen in some cases where there was a Ralph Macchio who was a writer, but I wasn't sure if it was a different person or if it was the actor Ralph Macchio. Well, I just found out now that there are two people with that same name. So, anyways, going back to this, going back to the article here, Nightmare has invaded Doctor Strange's dreams and turned them into terrible nightmares. These dark feelings now inhabit every fiber of Doctor Strange's waking life and has left him weak and unable to protect the realm. Now, Baron Mordo and Nightmare are ready to strike. Can Steven shake Nightmare's grip over him, or will the world be lost to Nightmare's dream realm forever? Anyways, let's see. Uh, all right, so let's see. Spider Punk. Spider Punk, number 1 of 5. Spider Punk gets his own series. Hobie Brown is the anarchic Spider Punk, set to protect Earth 138 with his axe in hand and his chaotic band of punk rock and heroes backing him. Norman Osborn is dead, but will the chaos he's created be too much for Spider Punk for Spider-Punk and gang to handle. Feel the vibes as Cody Ziegler, made in Spider-Man, and Justin Mason bring you the jams when quote quote unquote banned in DC begins here. And Riley Spider-Man. Oh, that's pretty interesting there. Let's see. Ben Riley, Spider-Man number 4 of 5. Past kills. Ben Riley has finally come face to face with the true villain behind his torment, and you're not going to believe who it is. Watch as a failure from Ben and Peter's past comes to haunt the life of Spider-Man. So, oh, that's interesting. Sheesh. Let's see. Let's see. Old Lady Cindy. Silk becomes her newest villain's latest victim. How will she save the day when she can't even cross the street by herself? Savage Spider-Man. Savage Spider-Man, number 3 of 5. Let's see now. What's this one going to say? The Immaculatum um, have made their big move to remake the world in their image. Only the newly savage Spider-Man and Baron Zemo can stop them. Boy, that wasn't a sentence I ever thought I'd write. Miles Morales Spider-Man. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 37. Miles and Ship survive beyond and are thrust into an ultra-dimensional quest that, well, know this. The people who left on this quest aren't going to be the same people who come back. Why is that? Ask Ultimatum. Oh, the Venom title here. Lethal Protect. Well, Venom number 7. A matter of days ago, Dylan Brock thought his biggest problem was his father's preoccupation with running the symbiote hive as its king in black. Now Dylan's father is dead, and the only vestige that is left of him is in Venom, the dangerous parasitic alien that Eddie implored Dylan not to get close to. And without Eddie's guidance, Dylan stands poised to give into the same darkness his father did. Marauders. Man, there's a lot of stuff coming out in April here. All this in this article is all the April solicits. It's all coming out from Marvel in April. Hot dang. Marauders race toward Shi'ar space on a collision course with an explosive secret spurred by the crew's malicious eighth member, Cassandra Nova. What could possibly go wrong, but unfortunately for them, Shi'ar Magistrix has raised an Imperial armada to stop the Marauders in their tracks. Mr. Sinister, Nathaniel Essex. Immortal X-Men number 2. Emergency Council meeting. Magneto leaving the council means big shoes need to be filled. Selene demonstrating her foot size by crushing the whole island beneath her. It is unorthodox yet compelling. Can the Quiet Council resist? Wolverine patch. Wolverine patch, part number 2 of 5. All right, I'm just gonna breeze through the rest of it. I'm not even gonna read the synopses because these will be coming out in X-Men number 10, X-Force, because I know that we're well past an hour and a half here. Ah, keep up the grind, man. Let's see. Really, Doctor Strange? All right, so well, I at least can, if I just read the rest of these, I can at least get through the, I can at least get through the comics articles. Really, Doctor Strange taken down by the same bad dreams. How stupid is that? Um, Lots of spiders. This month. Well, this isn't even for January. These are the April solicits, Rick. These are actually the titles and stories that are coming out in April, according to the article here. Keep up the grind from Sin. Yeah, I mean, and if I knew that it was going to take me this long, I would have really just planned for just the 4 stories instead of 9. But um, New Mutants. They show the covers here. The Sabretooth number 3 of 5. The excellent Wolverine. Avengers. Here's number 55. Avengers Forever. There's Forever number 5. Iron Fist. Surfer Rebirth. Ghost Rider. Now look at all these titles. I mean, this is all stuff they're planning on coming. These are the solicits for April. Okay, lots of spiders in April. Yeah, no kidding. Not just spiders, but lots of titles, period. Hey, I'm just going to breeze through this because we still got, like, there's She Hulk. I mean, look at all this. Look at all this. And the last article I was going to go through, at least in the comic section, was going to be there's Shang-Chi right there, was what's coming out for this month. That's going to be the last article for Moon Knight. Let's see. Ms. Marvel. Dang. Iron Man. I'm just breezing through this because Strange Academy, Aliens. Man, how much more is this? Man, I didn't realize just how long this stuff was. Note to self: when it says releases, plan on some long ass readings here. All right. I'm gonna move on to the next article here so we can at least get done at a reasonable time here. Uh, Ghost Runner, Pink Panther, uh, on that Black Panther. Yeah, no kidding there, Rick. And I do thank you guys for all the likes and shares there. Anyways, we're gonna move on to this. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna make this next article the last main article of the night. At least, let's see. And that's this one right here. And an unexpected team up lead Marvel's upcoming releases. So this is. Let me just see just how long this one is. Now these right here are the title. I'm just gonna. I'm not even at this point even read. I'll read the first paragraph here. Wolverine's deaths and an unexpected team up lead Marvel's upcoming releases. The lives and deaths of Wolverine continue with the debut of a new miniseries, while Mary Jane Watson is forced to save Spider-Man's ex-girlfriend. Article by Sean Griffin, published 8 hours ago. So these are the titles that will be coming out, I guess, in the next week here. So let's see. So here's The Amazing Spider-Man, number 87. Not even gonna trying to find. I guess these are the ones that are coming out this week. Avengers Forever. Avengers Forever number 2. Black Panther number 200. Marvel's got a shit, excuse my French here, but a shitload of titles. Dang. The death of Doctor Strange. You even got some stuff coming from the past here. Winter Devil's Reign, Winter Soldier, Iron Man, number 16, Marauders, Mary Jane and Black Cat. Star Wars, Halcyon Legend. I'm just, as I said, I'm just breezing through these because I mean, I didn't even realize it was going to take me this incredibly long to go through all of these. And the difference between the guy who did the DC releases and the guy, at least with the guy with the DC, put them in alphabetical order, so it's easy to figure out how far along you were. So I mean, all right. So all these titles, all these issues go on sale January 26th from Marvel Comics. All right, guys. Well, anyways, we're coming up on 2 hours, so I'm gonna actually try to wrap up here, because these release articles took a little longer than I thought they would. So, and this is from this is from CBR, which I usually figure, is a quicker read. That's why I was playing 9. So, anyways, um, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna start to wrap up here. So what we're gonna do before I head out here, um, are you guys ready for this day in each history? We have 3 history items tonight. History. I do thank everybody for the likes and shares. Um, but with that, let's go ahead and get started on this day in Nietzsche history. All right, first off, we're going to head back 30 years ago today to 1992. As on this date back in 1992, the Deke Enterprises production of G.I. Joe Real American Hero. This was a later version. This is not like the one most of us grew up with was the was well, this one was also done in part by Sunbow Entertainment, of course. But Marvel Productions. This one was Sunbow was the let's see. So this is a Deke Enterprises version of the GI Joe story from the '80s. This is a series that started in 1989, following the 1983 series, which was done by a different company, obviously. I think that was Marvel Productions that did that version. So on this date in 1992, the Deke Enterprises produced GI Joe Real American Hero um, concluded its run in syndication. So on this date in 1992, GI Joe, the Real American Hero from Deke Enterprises, would finish its run on this date in 1992. Anyways, moving on to the next piece in each history here. As on this date in 1999, on this date in 1999, first issue of Batman Beyond from DC Comics went on sale on this date. This is, of course, the comic book adaptation of the Warner Brothers animation produced cartoon show. Not on my watch. Written by Hilary J. Bader. Rick Burchett did the penciling. Inking done by Terry Beatty. Timothy Harkins did the lettering, and Lee Luffridge did the coloring. So on this date in 1999, which was 23 years ago today, the first issue of Batman Beyond, based on the WB cartoon, went on sale on this date. And finally, on this date in 2002, which was 20 years ago today, the WWE held its Royal Rumble event um, at the Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. So on this date in 2002, the 15th annual Royal Rumble was held at the Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's take a look at the um, on the match. Of course, the main event saw, of course, Triple H winning the Royal Rumble, last eliminating Kurt Angle. You also had Chris Jericho retain the WWF Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship over The Rock. Ric Flair defeated Vince McMahon in a street fight. Trish Stratus retained the Women's Championship over Jazz, with Jacqueline as special guest referee. William Regal would defeat Edge for the WWF Intercontinental Championship, and then Spike Dudley and Taz would retain the WWF World Tag Team Championships over the Dudley Boys. So there we go. So that's all I got for you guys tonight. Sorry I wasn't able to make it through all the nine articles I thought I originally intended to do. You know how it goes. Sometimes you just run a little. I mean, basically, if I had tried to do all 9 articles at this point, we'd be here for more like 3 hours. And even I have trouble talking that long. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the content tonight. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And tomorrow, of course, is our weekly historical comic retrospect. Hopefully, I did message back Goat earlier. Hopefully, he'll get back to me. Hopefully, he'll be back here tomorrow night. Anyways, tomorrow night we will be going over comics that went on sale from we'll be covering comics that went on sale in September 1938 from Centaur Comics. Yeah, just in case you're wondering if you hear it, my sister's, I guess, talking to my nephew in the background there. So, but anyways, we'll be covering comics that went on sale from Centaur Comics in September 1938. I hope to see you all there, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.